Today we're going to be going over everything we know about the gameplay aspect of College Football 25. They've pretty much given us the rest of the information that we're going to get out of them. The game comes out in 4 days, I want to say. It's Monday at 4 o'clock. I'm pretty sure that's the time. Y'all have given me a lot of different dates, but I'm pretty sure that is the date it comes out. So Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern. So West Coast would be like 1 o'clock. If you're wondering what gameplay we got in the background right now, this is actually Madden 20 gameplay. It's from Regs. I couldn't find any Ultimate Team gameplay for me with it, but I did find a Regs gameplay. The reason why it's Madden 20 is because I would say that is kind of what college football looks a little similar to. We're going to talk about it, though. We're going to talk about everything from a gameplay standpoint: offense, defense, movement, and things that we still have questions about. They told us a lot of things, and there's also a lot of things they haven't told us. So we got a lot to go over, man. Let's get right into it. First thing that we're going to go over is the movement of college football 25. That is the first thing you're going to notice, the big difference from that in Madden, because the gameplays are not the same. The Madden 25 beta has been out. People have played it. We haven't got a chance to play the college football game, but we have seen its gameplay of it, and we can just tell off the eye test it is two different games. It is not the same. Now, I mean, they kind of had to do it because you can't just drop the same game. You know what I mean? The movement, the game speed, whatever you want to call it, in college football 25 is way faster than it is in Madden 25. Now, it's probably going to make it to where that game is a lot more fun to play than Madden. That's what I would assume, because just off the eye test, the college game looks a lot more funner than Madden. But, you know, at the end of the day, I guess nothing can beat the NFL, right? That's the only thing I can really think going for it, because, I mean, then I guess you got the NFL names, but from a gameplay standpoint, the college game is going to be a lot faster. I think you'll notice that with just some of the animations in College Football 25 and just the whole game speed of it, it kind of looks similar to Madden 20, Madden 25, like it just, or Madden 25, Madden 20 and Madden 21. I think it just looks really similar to it. Now, not in obviously like a clunky way or anything like that, just the game speed. Imagine Madden 20 or Madden 21 with how that movement is in that game, but just with that whole next gen look to it. I think that's what college football has going for it. And honestly, I like it, because I think one of the biggest problems they've had since they moved to the whole next gen movement with Madden it's just, you know, it's never been perfect. Now, obviously, I'm not saying the college game is going to be perfect, but I think just off the eye test, it's the best. I think the whole next gen movement has looked so far. The juking and the spinning animations in College Football 25 look really good. I mean, the spinning, like I think it was Bordeaux in the gameplay that we watched, like he was spinning left and right, and it looked really smooth. In the juke, we saw Donovan kind of doing the juke a little bit more. The juke in there looked kind of like how I did in Madden 20. If you guys remember Madden 20, the juke, like a lot of times when they would juke, like the shoulders would kind of go up and they would just like go to whatever side they go into. Like it was just a really good juke animation. It kind of looks like that in College Football 25. So now Madden, obviously, you know, juking's also really good, and you know, spinning's also pretty solid. Well, spinning's all right, but I think the spinning in college looks way better. But juking in Madden is really good. Now, they're saying this year Madden 25 juking took a little bit of a step back, but they said that last year in the beta also. So I don't know. We'll see. And the thing is, though, for Madden, though, juking is really good when it comes to like jukebox and stuff. In college football, we're seeing these guys juke really good and all over the place without jukebox. It's just their stock juke. So, you know, imagine you mix in like a jukebox with that. It's going to be crazy for college football. The last thing we're going to talk about with the movement is it is very easy to control your player in whoever you're controlling in the game. Like, you just feel like you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want, almost like a human joystick in a way. You just, you know, there's no limits to what you're doing. There's nothing where it feels like it's holding you back. It just feels natural, and everything just feels good. So, we know this from one, looking at it, and two, who said it? I think it was one of the guys yesterday we watched playing the game. He said it, like, he just felt like, yo, like this just feels good. So, and I can tell just from looking at it that everything feels smooth, and it just, you know, it plays really good. Now we're going to talk about the offense and defense. This is where we're going to break down a lot more actual features to the gameplay. The movement was just kind of like, you know, we're just talking about how smooth the game looks, the animations, everything looks really good, the game speed of it. Now we're really going to break down like all the features they've added for offense, for defense, because there is a lot of stuff, and there's also a lot of stuff we don't know, so we're going to talk about that as well. So we're going to start off with the offensive side of the ball, because it looks like it's going to be a very offensive oriented game. One of the biggest features they added for the offensive side of the ball, this isn't just for actually college football 25, it's also for Madden 25, stem routes. So what stem routes are is basically you are able to put any route at any depth if you want. Let's say you want to put a corner route out there, you could put it at, it doesn't matter what the stock route is, you can change it from a 5-yard corner route, or you could make it a 30-yard corner route, and you can do that for any route in the game. It's called stem routes. It's also in Madden 25, but we're going to see it first in college football 25, because that is the game that comes out first, and this is going to make it very hard for defense, because you know, you already got to defend all this stuff going on, and now you're telling me we got to defend that route, and it could be at any depth. So defense is going to be extremely challenging. It's going to be a very, very offensive game, which, I mean, it makes sense because it's college football. Defense is, you know, not usually a thing in that. So, and it's going to be good just for the, you know, Madden, college, all going forward, because there's so many times where it's going to make so many more offenses viable in the game, because now that you can kind of put, and not to mention, every quarterback gets hot route master in the game. Every QB, like, it's not an ability, so you can put pretty much any route out there at any depth. This is going to make pretty much any offense viable, and it's only going to open up, you know, seeing more unique offenses in the game and not seeing people run the same thing every single game. So that's something people complain about a lot, which, you know, I never had a problem with it. You got to stop what guys run, but this is going to make it to where you're going to see more unique offenses. When on offense, you always have the option to audible to a different formation or audible to a different play. Now, in the gameplay we watched, we never saw them actually audible to different formations. So that's actually something I'm going to say for the questions part of this. But we did get a chance to see a couple times when they no huddled and audible to stuff. When you're at the line of scrimmage and you audible to a different play in the formation you're in, your quarterback, the receivers, the running back, everybody looks to your sideline to pretty much look like they're getting the call and like, hey, it's a change of a call. Now, what we don't know is this going to add like a delay? Like, is it gonna, like, if I want to audible, is it gonna slow things down like crazy? Because, you know, Madden, when you do it, there's no hesitation. It's just do, like, boom. In the college game, will it actually, like, okay, you want to audible to something different than what you called at the line? Like, there's not like there's gonna be a punishment, but there's gonna be like, okay, there's a few more seconds are gonna run off the clock, so that's gonna be really interesting. And also with the no huddling, so you can do like a normal no huddle in the game, or you can do a turbo no huddle. So the normal no huddle is exactly what you think it is. They also added the OG animation when you no huddle, where it shows everybody sprinting up the field instead of like the camera just cutting and everybody's right there. Now the turbo no huddle, this is a new feature. I'm pretty sure this is also I don't know if this is in Madden 25. Don't quote me on it. I don't know, but I know it's in the college game. We actually saw it a little bit. How it works is you're actually able to no huddle faster than a normal no huddle, but the catch is you can't audible to a different play. You can't change any of the routes on the play. You basically have to run whatever you just called. That is what has to be called right then and there. There's no changing anything, but it's going to allow you to get to the line really, really fast. So my question is, how overpowered is that going to be? Because the defense probably is going to be able to get off one adjustment, maybe two adjustments, maybe like two adjustments, depending on how fast it really is. And then it's like on offense, if you got to play like that's just really good stock, I mean, it could be really difficult. So it's interesting to see how overpowered that's going to be. Running the ball in college football 25 looks to me like it's going to be the meta. The meta of this game looks like it's going to be a running game, which also makes sense because when you think of college football, the running backs are, you know, there's a lot of running going on in college. That's just how it is. So for it to be a running game makes sense. Now, the reason why I say it looks like it's going to be running the ball is going to be meta, from the gameplay we watched, broken tackles were all over the place. The running backs look really fast because so Donovan Edwards, from what I saw, he has good speed in regs, but there is like way faster running backs than him in regs. I think from some of the ratings and stuff I saw, and that means that if he's not even like one of the faster running backs, and he's looking like he's outrunning everybody, he's breaking all these tackles, then that's gonna be pretty good. I don't know what's on screen right now. Don't even ask me. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, just be prepared though, because there's gonna be a lot of running the ball. You know, power options, all the different RPOs and stuff. It's college football. What do you expect? Do not be surprised by it. Another thing for offense is you do have to time your passes with your quarterback. You in the beginning, I mean, you do have to do that in Madden 24 to an extent. Like if you're perfectly timing, you get a blue pass, and then all that stuff in the beginning of the year, Madden 24. You definitely had to time your passes though, because if you mistime them, you guys remember that Bryce Young? Ooh, he was missing every single pass. Now in college football, it seems like it was a little bit more of something I don't want to say focused on, but they're bringing it more to light, like, hey, like you need to time these passes. So if you hold it for too long, you'll get a red pass, which it doesn't look like, because in Madden 24, when you get a red pass, oh, it's going to be bad. You don't know where that ball is going to be going. In college, when you get a red pass, it's not as bad. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, the ball just went 30 yards that way. Like, it's still going to be in his vicinity, a very catchable pass. So, but they still want you to time it though, so I don't know. But a badly timed pass is nowhere near as bad as in Madden 24. So if that means anything, I thought possession catching looked really good from the gameplay that we got to watch. I feel like the last couple years of Madden 23 and 24, I feel like possession catching has been a little bit worse. Now, obviously, you see a lot of possession catching in Madden 24. Absolutely. Possession catching is such a big thing when it comes to getting down from KOs and making sideline catches and all that stuff. But there is times where sometimes it just doesn't work in Madden, at least. Now, in the college game from what I saw some really good, possession catches where, like, it's right on the sideline. And honestly, it's something new we've seen actually the last couple of years of Madden is like you'll get the A-catch animation on the sideline, but then like he still won't catch it in bounds. And there's a couple times in the gameplay we saw for the college game where I saw them get some of those things where it's like really tight on the sideline and they get their feet bounds and they possession catches. So it's looking like A-catching is going to be really good, which is a big thing for me because I do throw a lot of sideline passes. So, but you never know though. It was only a couple games we saw, and in the games we saw, it was clearly two guys that don't really play the game a whole lot, but, we can only go off what we saw. Last thing I want to talk about for the offensive side of the ball is there is so many new formations that there's going to be able to run on offense. For Madden, we're kind of used to the same stuff. Last year for Madden 24, they added a couple new formations, but for this college game, man, there is a lot of formations. I mean, you saw some of them in the gameplay yesterday, which I got excited on some of the stuff I saw. I saw like a 2 tight end set, and it was like a bunch stack. Oh my god, that got me really excited. I'll be honest, but there's gonna be a lot of different formations. So it's not gonna be like Madden. Well, I can't say it's not gonna be like Madden where you see like bunch every play, but you're definitely gonna see a lot more uniqueness, I think, ran on offense in this game than you have in Madden the last couple years. So it's Space Can to the other side because it's hard to find some of my old Madden 20 gameplay, which I know it's not very good. But it's gameplay, and I wanted to roll in the background, so just bear with it. I know it's rough. This whole thing is bad, but we're going to talk about defense now. We are going to talk about defense. Defense is going to be challenging in this game. There's no way around it. It is going to be a hard game. Tackling looks rough. There's so much different stuff the offense can do. The defense had lots of disadvantages, which is kind of realistic, I guess, to football nowadays. Anyway, the defense just has such a disadvantage, which, I feel like I'm a very defensive-minded, Madden player, college player, whatever. Do I just say football player, I guess? I guess I should just say football player. I'm a very defensive-minded football player when it comes to the game, so, I do plan on running 3-4 when this game comes out, and I have a lot of questions, which we're going to, talk about all that stuff here, but defense, don't be like mad if you're like, man, I can't get a stop, because trust me, I doubt anyone's gonna be able to get a stop on this game. One of the biggest things I noticed yesterday in the gameplay on defense was guys, look at me. I mean, this is Madden 20 gameplay. This is a while ago. You gotta understand, this is like 5 years ago. Like everybody relax. I'm totally different Madden player now. You guys know this, but I'm at it closing heavy. This is hilarious, but what the hell was I talking about? I noticed in the gameplay yesterday that players were able to catch the ball on defense, pick passes off without pick artists. I saw a ton of guys that were intercepting the ball without pick artists. Now, a lot of times in Madden, if a guy doesn't have pick artist, one of the things you see is this swat passes. You see them just flaring their arms around and swatting the ball. They usually never go for it. I don't think I saw that once yesterday in the gameplay. Like, even if they didn't have abilities, they were going after, they were actually attacking the ball, and they were going for the pick. So that's really good to see, because, you know, the defense needs something going their way, because it's not going to be a lot going the defense's way on this game. The 4-man rush honestly doesn't look bad on the college game. Now, we don't know the sliders they were playing on. We don't know if they were on simulation, arcade, competitive. They were playing fucking split screen. Did you guys know that they were playing split screen? They didn't even give them like 2 monitors and like, yo, let's play online right here. No, they were playing split screen, which is why I have, you know, some of the questions I do. But from what I saw, the defensive line looked really good. Like, there's a couple of times I saw guys getting thrown around, and that's good, because it does look like it's going to be a little bit hard to blitz in this game. And I didn't talk about, there's a big thing about the offensive line you can do. I have that saved for the questions portion of this, because they didn't really explain it a whole lot. So it's really good to see that the D-line is actually going to be pretty good, because it's going to be, I think it's going to be hard to blitz. Another reason why it's going to be hard to blitz in this game is because there is no base aligned feature on College Football 25. I would assume there still is in Madden 25, but in the college game, there is no baseline. If you don't know what baseline is to where, so if let's say the offense comes out and spread, gun spread, and let's say you come out in nickel normal on defense. Normally, just like normal, everyone's going to line up in front of their guys, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to line up right in front of their guy. There's not going to be anyone like off-centered. Everyone's going to be lined up right in front of a body, hat on hat. When you would put base align on, what that would do is they wouldn't do that. The defense would line up no matter how the defense is supposed to line up, not based on the offensive personnel. That's why a lot of times you'll see like Dollar, you'll see like these guys, like when you're getting blitzed, like instead of like in Dollar, those guys being lined up on those inside receivers and spread, they wouldn't be. They'd be lined up more to the inside, because they're going to get blitzed. And you know what I mean? You've seen it before, you understand what I'm talking about. That is not in the college game, which means it's going to be a little bit harder to blitz, because let's say, for example, let's say the offense comes out in like a double stack or something like that. Now your slot guy is going to be lined up all the way out there, instead of being lined up more on the inside where you want him. He's going to line up where that actual slot receiver's at. So blitzing that slot corner might be a little bit harder, which is going to lead to it being harder to blitz. Now, what they have is now it's called disguise coverages. So you could come out in a cover 3 and disguise it as a cover 2, which, you know, that I would have rather just had baseline. We're going to see how it plays, but that's just another reason why defense, I think, is going to be harder. The tackling looks god-awful. Now, granted, they were playing regs, but the amount of missed tackles I seen were definitely a little scary. But, you know, I guess we're playing Madden, where we're at in Madden 24, we're going against angry runs and all this stuff. Hell, we've been through the Madden 20 Eric Dickerson. We're used to this, so we've seen this a lot. So I think a lot of us are already kind of numb to that. In the pass coverage game for DBs and stuff, it looked like DBs break on the ball pretty well. Now I didn't know who might have had KOs on. I don't know. Assuming KOs in their game, which I would assume they were. They are. They're probably gonna have a different name, but just in general, it looked like, you know, when the ball goes in the air, guys broke on the ball kind of how they were supposed to, which has been a problem with the whole next-gen movement in Madden for the longest, because guys will, let's say a guy gets to his spot of the zone where he's supposed to be at, it takes him usually too long to get out of there, or sometimes a guy doesn't get to the spot where he needs to be fast enough, or then sometimes a guy just straight up doesn't break on the ball. That's been one of the biggest problems we've had with the whole next-gen movement. From what I saw in the college game, a lot of that looked, you know, cleaned up. It looks like guys get to where they're supposed to. So hopefully, you know, that's how it is, because that's the reason why zone's been, you know, so inconsistent for the longest, because guys just, you know, they just can't get to where they need to, because the next gen movement is so slow down. The last thing that I want to talk about for defense is that man coverage looks a little questionable. I don't know how good it is, because they didn't really run too much in man yesterday, but the one time that I distinctively, finally I got that word. It took me like 3 videos to say that word, man. But the one time I noticed they ran man, someone got absolutely destroyed deep. So now we don't know the ratings of these players, you know what I mean? But man, looks like it's not going to be too crazy. So that is a good thing, because as you can see right now at the end of Madden 24 here, a man coverage meta is not a good meta. It is not good. Madden should, or college football. I can't say Madden because then I'm talking about the college game. Football gaming should not be, man coverage should not be the meta. It just should not be. It's bad business. It should always be a zone meta, but that doesn't mean you can't never run man. Just, you know, mix in the man. But for man to be like the meta, it's always really bad. Now for the questions that I have going into college football 25, because there's a bunch of new features that we still did not talk about that I'm about to talk about. And the reason why we haven't is because I still have a lot of questions about them. We don't know everything about them. There's a lot of new features that I really wish they would have elaborated on in the gameplay yesterday. Switch stick, which switch stick is in Madden 25, and I'm actually going to talk about it a little bit. But the reason why I have questions about it is because from what people have told me about the Madden 25 beta. So let's talk about some of the stuff we still don't completely understand yet about this new college game. And yes, if you're wondering, that is a punter that I have at quarterback. This is such a long time. I was trying to see if I could win with a punter at quarterback, because you guys remember when Joke did it for the MCS and salary cap, and so I was like, oh, I want to try to do it. I don't think I won a game, but let's talk about the stuff that we don't completely understand yet. So the switch stick. Now we actually do kind of completely understand the switch stick. I have questions about it because it's in the Madden 25 beta. It's going to be in Madden 25. And from the people that I've heard that have used it, one of the problems with it is that it never actually puts you on who you want to get to, which is kind of a big problem. So it's a new feature, but how good does it really work? This isn't something we're really going to know until we get a chance to play the game for ourselves. But that is fucking bright. Holy shit. But from the people that I've heard from, the switch stick mechanic doesn't really work too well, so we don't know how good it's really going to be in game. Will linebackers be able to jump without lurker or lurk artist in college football 25? In Madden 25 in the beta, from what I've heard from some people, is that you are able to jump with linebackers without an ability. Now, I don't know how true this is. I haven't seen it myself. We don't know if that's going to be there in the final game. But hearing that gets me very excited because like I said, I like to run 3-4 under, and that's something I do want to be able to run at the beginning of Madden 25. So in college, my question is, can linebackers jump without these abilities? Because if they can't, that's a huge handicap. If I'm right there underneath the pass and the guy can't have his foot I'm not saying fucking be Superman at the building, but I'm talking about just a little animation. You know what I mean? Because that's the problem when these guys don't have this. They literally won't even animate. So, we didn't really see it in the gameplay yesterday because, first of all, Donovan Edwards, he didn't know who he was using half the time. 1 second he was on the D-line, then he's back on the free safety. He didn't know who he was using. And in Bordeaux, I don't know if he's ever played a game in his life. So you got to take some of the gameplay with a grain of salt. This is bad gameplay right here, though, boy. I'll tell you what, motherfucker like Bordeaux out here, bro. This shit is bad. But the next thing I want to talk about, because in the gameplay yesterday, we saw this happen only once. How good is rolling out the pocket going to be? In Madden 24, rolling out the pocket is a pandemic. If you are under center, it is very easy to get out the pocket. If you call a screenplay, you will get out the pocket. The red route glitch with screenplays has been a thing in Madden forever. I wonder if that's going to be in the college game. If you don't know what the red route glitch is, you can call a screenplay, and whatever receiver is on a red route, you can actually change his route to anything. And also on a screenplay, you're able to get out the pocket every single time. So, we don't know how good containing is going to be in this game. We don't know how good rolling out the pocket is going to be in this game. A football game where, you can't stop a guy from getting out the pocket always aggravates my soul. I think in Madden 23, that it was relatively, I think, really balanced with rolling out the pocket and keeping guys in there when you want to. Madden 24, if a guy wants to get out that pocket, I'll be honest, he can if he knows what he's doing. So that's, not very good. So we don't know how good containing is going to be in college, and we also don't know, honestly, I don't even think we saw under center in the gameplay yesterday, which, in college, you don't really see too much under center anyway. Hell, damn near in the pros, you don't really see too much under center these days anyway. But in college, guys are mostly in the shotgun, but there's going to be some under center formations in there, and it would have been nice to see if guys, how easy it is to roll out under center, because that's another thing that's really easy to roll out of in Madden. So just stuff we're not going to be able to know till the game comes out. They still have not answered this question for us. Will the wear and tear feature be an online head-to-head competitive play? they've hyped it up a lot. You can tell they've clearly put a lot of work into it. Now, on paper, if you don't know what it is, by the way, basically what it is, when your player gets hit stick, he's getting beat up and he's just taking big hits from a certain body part in a certain area. He's essentially going to get hurt. Like, your player can damn near basically, he could get hurt and he could damn near like be out there with on one leg. You know what I mean? Remember that iconic video of what was it? When Darren Sharper, the hardest hitting safety in the game, missed Greg Jennings. You know that old ass video. Like, basically they could be out there running like that on one leg. Now my question is that going to be an online competitive play? They haven't said it is. They haven't said it isn't. Now, if it is, off the rip, your first thing is like, okay, this is terrible. This is not good for bounds. But then, like, as I think about it, I think it's also kind of cool and to be funny, because it would lead to like some funny moments. Like, damn, my quarterback just tore his ACL. We gotta go make something happen. You know what I mean? So, because I do feel like the college game is a little bit, how do I put it? Like, Madden is like, it's a competitive game. Like, it is serious business. The college game, I feel like, is a little bit more laid back. So I feel like it would be cool for like some contest stuff, and it'll be a little bit more funny, stuff like that happens. So, like, if the wear and tear is an online play, because I'll be playing Ultimate Team, I'm not gonna be completely mad about it. I don't know. I say that until it happens, but obviously it really shouldn't though. But we'll see what happens. Something that has been meta in Madden for a long time now is. Well, I can't say a long time. I would say I think Madden 24, it really took the next step. Madden 23, people kind of start to call on, but audibling to different formations at the line of scrimmage. Now, this is something I've been doing for a while in Madden. I would say I started to do it in 21, and then 22 is really when I think I took it to that next level. I'm talking when I'm talking about, I run ace offset, I audible to my ace slot, I audible to my wing slot, these different formations and stuff. That's something you see in Madden a lot. Guys come out in bunch, they audible to the bunch strong, they audible to the trips tight end, they audible to these different formations at the line. We didn't see that happen once in the college gameplay. Now, granted, those guys probably don't even know how to do it. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because how fast is it going to be? And Madden, with certain abilities, conductor, master tactician, you can audible to these different formations like boom, like that, and also get all your hot routes off so fast. So my question is, in college, is it going to be a little bit slower? Is it going to be just as fast? Because, one of the ways I think to nerf people audibling around, which I'm not going to necessarily say it should see a little bit of nerf. I think it should be a little bit slower to an extent, even though I do it a lot myself, but I think it should be a little bit slower because I feel like it is really fast. Maybe slow it down a little bit, and we don't know what the speed of audibling to different formations is going to be in the college game. That's all I'm pretty much talking about right here. I wish they would have just had two devs play the game yesterday, so they could have just showed off a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff we just didn't fucking see. One last thing I want to talk about here is the offensive line pre-snap blocking. This is a huge feature. I don't know if this is in Madden 25. I do not know, but I know it's in the college game. So what we're talking about is pre-snap. Supposedly, you are going to be able to see who everybody on your offensive line, if you block a running back, if you block a tight end, you're going to be able to see who they're supposed to be blocking pre-play. This is another reason why I said I think it's going to be very hard to blitz, because if a guy keeps trying to hit you with the same blitz, you can literally see who your offensive line is going to block every single play. This is really going to help with you blocking your running back and IDing him and doing different things like that. Now, obviously, you can't control disengages. In the gameplay, we didn't see any disengages, which, I mean, makes sense because there's no way you would want to show that off in a gameplay. But, when it just comes to like blocking, trying to stop a guy from coming in free, it's gonna make that a lot easier. So it's either way, it's still gonna be a little bit harder to blitz. So it's just gonna be hard to get to the quarterback in this game, what it seems like, which is just favoring the offense even more. So gonna be a very offensive game, man. That's pretty much all that I got for you guys today, man. If there's anything that we missed talking about gameplay wise, you guys let me know down in the comments. I think we got everything for the most part. I'm sure there's something I missed. There's always something. I know today they revealed the what did they reveal today? It was the the superstar, the road to glory stuff. I saw it looked pretty cool. I play online stuff. The offline stuff can only entertain me for so long. So I mostly play the, online. That's what you're going to see here. I'm going to be playing college football when it comes out, streaming it as well. If you want to watch my Twitch link, that's down in the description. Streams will be coming back when that game is out. That's why I have not been streaming. I've also been, working on a bunch of other stuff in the background as well. So, if there's anything we missed, comment it down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, man, drop a like. If you want to see more college football videos, drop a sub. Until the next time, man, I'll see y'all in the next one.